Oh my goodness.
And Eddie will chill on out, but Eddie
And he
patrols.
does.
Eddie
Wow.
patrols.
That is cool. Oh my goodness. So people that were on the Facebook page said they didn't hear it. That's okay. People on my side, they could hear it. I'll have to upload it later to the legit podcast site. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what happened, but it should be working now. Um, those on the Kick and Twitch side, y'all can still hear it because I know y'all can. Y'all are in my chat. um, so you have Eddie and you have the little girl. Have y'all seen any other
Yeah.
spirits, any other apparitions in your time?
I've seen a few here and there. You know, we've always lived in active houses. And so John was one. We both know him. Very
John
active. He
died,
was
yes.
actually in my brother's room. But I was standing outside of the house one day, and there was a gentleman that walked past the window. Nobody else there. But he was wearing a white T-shirt with like khaki pants, and I just saw him go by, and my buddy saw him too. And my buddy's a skeptic, and we both ran over there to see what was going on, and there was nobody in the house. But John would say your name. He rattled the bed in my brother's room.
Start yelling, Cam, Cam. So I'm like falling out of the shower thinking somebody's in the house.
Oh my. Wow. That would freak me out too. Like, what the hell?
We were both sitting in the living room one day, and I was sitting in a chair. She was on the couch, and there was like a fake plant behind me, like a fern kind of thing. And the branches on it started twisting and moving. And then like it was like we weren't paying it any attention, and it actually went across the room.
And the leaves started plucking off.
Yeah.
Plucking off?
Yeah, they were actually like coming off, like going across the room and stuff because we were ignoring it.
Now, it was a cheap plant. Don't get me wrong. It didn't take a lot for it to happen. They were just barely on there. But yeah, we were talking, and I can't even remember what it was. How old were you? Like 15, 16?
About 15.
Yeah, so it's been 15 plus years. And we were sitting there, and it was dark outside. And it was dark in the kitchen, which we would see John kind of cut out the corner, out of our peripheral vision. We'd see him cut across the dining room going down the hall. And we later found out that he was a Methodist. Is it minister, pastor?
Preacher.
Yeah.
And apparently he had lived in that house, and he had passed away in one of the rooms that was his younger brother's bedroom.
Oh, wow.
Nothing violent, nothing like that. That's where he died.
Yeah.
And I think it was our first or second night in that house. We were laying in bed, my ex-husband and I looked up because I thought it was one of the kids, new house, kind of creepy, And it was this man just kind of leaned in the doorway, khaki pants, white T-shirt, just standing there looking at us like, who are you and why are you here? And I'm looking at him like, who are you and why are you here? And we had this good long 15, 20-second look at each other. And I was like, I'm going to close my eyes and you better be gone when I open them. And he was. But we would hear clanking and banging in that bedroom. You'd think all hell was breaking loose in there, and you'd go in and not a thing had moved.
Wow.
So he was there, and John was there for as many years as we lived in that house.
So it was a different house?
Yeah.
We've always managed, I think, let's see, the house we had in Alexander, I don't think there was anything really that went along with that one. It was a newer build, not much history with the land, but we've lived in some pretty interesting places.
We had the piano in Alexander, though.
Yeah, the piano, and I'm assuming it's still at that other house too, and I'm assuming that's got Amelia with it.
So do you think some of these spirits just kind of attach themselves to you and go from place to place, or?
Well, Amelia with the piano, definitely. She got that piano when she was 12 years old, 1927, and Amelia was attached to this piano. It's just an old upright piano, like the exact same ones you can find in every barn out in the boonies. You can't give them away. And Amelia was my ex-husband's great or great-great aunt. And after she passed away, the family took the piano out of her house, and they had it, and they didn't want it. So they're like to us, if you want it and you can get it out of the house, take it home. So we did. And I think that piano, she was kind of this old spinster lady that hated dogs, loved cats, one of those, just kooky old thing.
Yeah.
And to the whole time we lived there, the dogs wouldn't go near the piano. The cats absolutely loved the piano. We'd get some weird temperature drops around it, and in the middle of the night, we'd hear it kind of banging around in there. It wasn't very good, but
Yeah.
just because she loved it didn't mean she was good at it.
Right.
And I mean, it wasn't anything frightening or anything like that. It was just, yeah. And I
And
could, and again, I pick up a lot of olfactory stuff, so I could smell around it. And I got the rose perfume that I smell, which goes along with every older, mature woman. So,
Um,
I mean, and that's who it had to be, was Amelia. I mean, we didn't know her, never met her. My
yeah.
ex-husband never met her, but who else would it have been? So,
Right.
and
and
when we
I know
divorced,
Eddie goes with the trunk all the time.
yeah, and Eddie's
He
with the trunk.
Oh, y'all have an old
anywhere I
trunk.
go.
It's a
Yeah,
Civil
it's
War
a
trunk. It's
Civil War
Eddie's.
trunk.
He picked it up at a swap
Oh,
meet.
nice.
No, at a reenactment.
Oh, reenactment. Sorry,
Yeah.
I wasn't there.
I picked it up and he goes everywhere with that trunk. I mean, anytime I move it, he goes with it.
Didn't it have a spoon or a fork or something in it?
It had a spoon that had his name on it, and the lady I bought it from kept the spoon so that she could have a piece of him, and I got the trunk.
Oh,
And that trunk's
wow.
pretty cool.
So was it a family member you bought it off of, or
No,
just?
just random lady,
No,
wasn't
just a random lady. She had picked it up, I think, in Georgia, and
Oh,
it used to have a bunch of silverware and stuff that had his name on it. She had kind of sold it off piece by piece, and that was the last two things she had of it. And so she gave me a choice between the two, and I took
wow.
the trunk.
I think that was the better deal.
Yeah,
It's a pretty cool trunk. It's not a very big one. I mean, it's just a little box that would fit, like on like on a buckboard or something. I mean,
Yeah.
he could carry a silverware and a shaving kit in it, and maybe a change of clothes. Not big at
yeah.
all.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's
Well,
pretty
I've got one more EVP that you sent me, and then I've got a picture and a video, two videos. So let me go
Yeah.
ahead and get those played real quick. 1 second. All right, go over here and pop that up.
I'm leaning in so I can listen to.
Oh, say 10%.
What happens on September the 2nd?
You'll get to shoot. But he's been in the pressure.
You'll get to shoot who?
Yeah, that was the thing. It never actually gave like any information. It just said you get to shoot. And so but I mean it was like a direct response of, September the 2nd, I asked what happens
Right.
then, and then the you'll get to shoot.
Oh my
And that was here at the
God.
house as well.
Oh wow. Yeah, you'll get to shoot. I'm gonna play it one
Yeah.
more time. Y'all aren't gonna be able to hear it, but they'll be able to hear it.
Oh, say 10%.
What happens on September the 2nd?
You'll get to shoot. But he's been in the pressure.
And that was the same damn voice. You'll get to shoot.
Yeah.
And it was the same voice for September 2nd. So
Right.
that is what's interesting about, and that's what you guys got to understand that's out there. Whenever we have these kind of boxes and everything, we're going through when it's the same damn voice going and it's going through all these channels.
And it's sweeping fast.
And that is absolutely amazing. But I still
And it
don't
was
know
very-
who you'll get to shoot. It's like you'll get to shoot.
Now he doesn't live in the best neighborhood. Let me
Right.
it's
Now-
not the best neighborhood.
Now September, of course, that's around deer season, so maybe I'll get to shoot my big buck or something that I'm
Oh, yeah.
chasing. But
Yeah.
but it was a really weird turn of events, because it was just like September the 2nd, I asked what happens then, and then you'll get to shoot.
Oh my God. That is absolutely crazy.
And you didn't enhance those in any way, did you?
No, that literally is the recording as it came off the box.
Wow. That is
I was gonna say I don't
awesome.
think any of those were cleaned up. I think those are just straight recordings.
And that is really good. All right, I'm gonna show this picture real quick. Then you can tell me what it's from and a little bit about it.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
So that is in Potosi. That was in the Presbyterian church. And the way this church was, so downstairs, they had the main congregation. And so the men would sit on one side, the women on the other, and then married couples in the middle. And then upstairs, they had the like the servants section, and it was kind of a balcony area. They were allowed to be in the church, but they couldn't mix with everybody else. And so I had gone upstairs, and I took this picture, and there's like a white mist you can kind of go see going across the bottom of it that was not in the picture. Like nobody else saw it. I didn't see it until I took it and got it off the camera.
and it
And
was
about
so
that
fun.
time, yeah, and about that time, I said, it feels like somebody's up here with me. And across the box downstairs, in a very gruff Southern voice, you hear "Get down."
Ooh.
And I wish I had that recording, but unfortunately, I
Um,
don't have
it,
that one. But I immediately went downstairs. I don't want to intrude anything like that. And a little bit later, I said something about, I'm really drawn back upstairs. I want to go up there. And you hear the same thing. It says, "No, fight me." And
No, bite
so,
me.
fight, like, we're going to fight.
Oh.
And so, yeah, I didn't get to go back upstairs.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Yeah, I don't think I would want to go back upstairs.
Right.
I don't want to fight.
No, I didn't either. But that one was kind of cool just because the guys we were investigating with, they said they hadn't been getting much out of the box. And then when we went in, just everything started sparking and they were getting all kinds of reactions.
Oh my gosh.
yeah.
Wow.
Now I lagged up for just a second on that, so I missed some of it. But Aaron, did you say something about the two young gentlemen that obviously in this time the servants were typically African American?
Right.
And Aaron asked if it would be okay to go upstairs. Did you tell about the two young men?
Oh no. So yeah, I asked if it would be okay to go upstairs, and I mean, clear as day across the box, you get a "yes sir, yes sir," and then that's when it started saying "no, fight me," in a very gruff Southern
Male
voice,
voice.
Wow.
male voice,
So it
and
was
so that was
obvious
it.
that
It
Aaron,
really kind of made us all nervous, and we
Right?
quickly got out of the building.
yeah, I mean, it was obvious that Aaron had overstepped his place, I would assume as a Caucasian male going into a predominantly African American area. And whoever this man was, did not want him up there. It was very obvious. It was very inappropriate, and he should not be there.
Right. Oh gosh. Well, here's the next one. It's a video. And I don't know if this is the first one or if this is the second one.
So if this is the pendulum swinging, it'll be the first one.
Okay.
Now, this clock was hanging in my kitchen, had absolutely no batteries in it. And I actually sent her a live recording of it. Like, I'm going, "Mom, this is what it's doing." And in the time that it took for me to end the call, it had stopped swinging.
Wow.
Yeah, that clock's not worked for years. It's there just for
Yeah.
decoration.
And it's not a wind up clock or anything. It's
No, it's a battery operated clock, and it had absolutely no batteries in it.
Oh wow.
And you can see it start to slowly swing.
Yeah.
So it kind of comes to life, and then it kicks up and really starts swinging.
Wow. How interesting. That is
You
so
still don't have
cool.
batteries in that clock, do you?
No, I still don't, and it's still swung a couple of times.
Somebody wanted you to put batteries in it.
Right. But no, that clock. So I've been in this house now for 8 years, When we first moved in, I hung that clock up and it worked just fine.
Oh,
And
wow.
then one day the chimes stopped working and the hands quit turning. And so I just took the batteries out.
Right?
And it has sat at that 7 o'clock ever since. And
Oh,
you can even
my.
see in the video when it's swinging. I mean, we both watched it for a good 10 minutes and those hands never moved.
Wow. Yeah, that is actually pretty cool. Oh my gosh. You've got so much just coming out of your house.
Well, his
Right.
house and the house next door, that whole plot of land out there is interesting.
Oh, wow. Well, guys, we're coming up on the hour. I hate to end this because there's so many more questions I want to ask you. But where all are y'all going to be at coming up this year?
Oh goodness, let's see. We've got some things that we're going to do. We're going to Alton, Illinois. That's June. We're going to go, it's not an independent investigation for us, but in August, we're going to Malvern Manor, which is kind of a bucket list thing
I
for
want
us.
to do that one too.
Yeah, that one's going to be really neat. Like I said, that's
That's
one
gonna
that
be
we're
awesome.
actually paying to go. I've got some stuff in the works that Aaron hasn't really heard about yet, so we're getting ready to add a couple more counties. There is a series of caves back up in the north part of the state, not too far from the Missouri line, that I actually were used during the I was kind of off the Trail of Tears. And I've gotten permission to be on that land, and I've got someone that knows the caves so that we'll be safe when we go in, who's going to take us back and knows.
Cool.
We're going to go down to the south part of the state. Arkansas is known for the diamond fields. We have Murfreesboro down there. And we're going to do some things not on the field itself because we don't have that permission, obviously. But there's some property that's just adjacent to that. And there's a couple of homes there that I've gotten permission to go to.
Sweet.
And here's one for you, Aaron. You're going to love this. We have a historic district downtown, Little Rock. It's the Quapaw area. And I have just gotten permission to go into two of the houses down there that were built in the 1800s by riverboat captains. And during
Ooh.
Prohibition, both of those were used as brothels and gambling sites up in the turrets. So we're going to both,
Wow.
team is going to do overnights at those. Those are coming up, dates to be determined, but sometime before the summer's over.
That
So that's
is
what we've got
amazing.
on our list.
We also have a spot, a piece of land that we're going to get to go to look for a Confederate camp that I know
Okay.
about. I've tried to metal detect it and found a few things, but we're going to take the boxes out and see if we can find a little bit more on that.
Yeah,
Oh,
no
that
one's
is
been able to
awesome.
really find the camp itself. It's truly somewhere in the middle of a cow pasture.
Oh, wow.
So in Arkansas, this is kind of our rainy time. So we're
Yep.
going to wait till the mud settles a little bit. And we'll go do that one after the mud, before the mosquitoes. So
Well, if y'all hang on just a second, we can continue this with my Kick side and my Twitch side, but I do got to get off on the StreamYard side. I mean, on the legit and the Parapost side. So those on the legit and Parapost side, if you want to continue watching us while we talk to the awesome Aaron and Kim and their adventures, then go over to kick.com/geeks paranormal or twitch.com/ or I'm sorry, not twitch.com, twitch.tv/geeks paranormal. Or you can go to Rumble, look up Geeks Paranormal. I'm on there as well. I am going to end it right here on the legit podcast and Parapost side because there's other people coming behind me, guys. So y'all go over there if y'all want to continue to listen and continue to talk. Y'all say bye to the Parapost and the legit side.
Bye, guys.
bye, Parapost, bye, legit. Come see us over on the